and this is DIY with KB. Today I'm giving you my top 10 home decor tips because I always show you the finished product, but I don't really show you my thought process. Before we get into today's video, please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check me out on Instagram at kiva.brent. Now let's get into it. So the absolute most important tip is to be honest with yourself about your space before you try to decorate it. So by that I mean, if your home is a nice cottage in the countryside, you can't just make it this industrial home. It just really doesn't work. And I will say I had that problem here. We have a lot of brick and exposed piping, and I really wanted to make it farmhouse, and that it just clashed. It doesn't work. So you can really like a style and it not work in your particular home, and that's totally okay. But being honest with yourself about what you can realistically achieve in a space without spending too much time and money is really, really important. Tip number 2 is to have inspiration images. Now, I love Pinterest. I go on Pinterest every single night when Babe goes to sleep. She goes to sleep an hour before me, and so I have an entire hour every day to look on Pinterest for inspiration. I love it. If you don't have one, get one. It is the best tool in the world. And go on Pinterest and literally type in whatever it is you're looking for, because there is a 100% chance that someone has already done what you want to do. And with that goes tip number 3. If you find something on Pinterest or in a magazine or at your friend's house, it's okay to emulate that. I'm not saying copy every single thing in their house, get their same family photos. I'm just saying if they have a setup or something that you like, emulate that and then put your own spin on it. But it's okay to be inspired by something and to want to have that in your home. It's not stealing anything. If you're trying to, put it in Architectural Digest, then maybe you should give them the credit. But most of us are not doing that, so it's totally okay. Tip number 4 is something I've said literally 100 times, and I'll say it 100 more times. If you're shopping, if you're at Home Goods, at Home, Crate & Barrel, any store that you shop at, make sure to style your things in the store. And by that I mean, go to a corner where nobody is and take everything out of your cart and look at it together. Does it work together or does it not? There are tons of things that I love. I'm not gonna lie, I like those farmers market signs, but I know they don't work in my house. So seeing it with things that, I know will work in a space helps me to make a decision. That's going to save you time because you're not gonna have to go back to the store and make those returns. And it's gonna save you money because I know that a lot of us, including myself, will be like, oh, I'm gonna return something, and then 5 years go by, the tags are still on, and it is not back at the store. Tip number 5 kind of goes along with that though. Before you even go into the store, when you've made that Pinterest board, choose a color scheme. Now, if you are going for, an eclectic home, rainbow is your color scheme, so you can really do anything. But if you're doing something modern or modern bohemian, anything, choose a strict color scheme. So as you know, in my house, black, white, and gold. I can love something that's red, but I just can't bring the red in unless I'm going to do some shelves with a pop of color. That's not what I do in my home, so I'm really strict with myself. Again, you can like things and not buy them. And I know that's so simple, but it's something that needs to be said. If you like something rainbow and you can't have it in your house, buy it for somebody else and go look at it in their house. Having a color scheme is going to stop you from getting overwhelmed in the store, because if you like too many things, you're like, ugh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just not going to do it. And I believe that every house or apartment or van or wherever you live should reflect you and turn into your home, even if you're only going to be there for a few months. And tip number 6 really goes along with everything I've said, obviously, because I'm giving you home decor tips. But we're not returning the things to the store. The things that we do bring home and don't work, or you're not sure if it's gonna work, keep the tags on it. Return policies exist for a reason, right? You can bring something home and then be like, oh, I don't like it. It's better to bring it home, especially from a place like Home Goods, because 2 minutes later, someone can swoop in and buy what you want. Bring it home. If you don't like it, keep track of your receipts and take it back. The good thing about the world is that we have moved into the age of technology. Almost at almost every store, you can put your phone number in and get an e-receipt. So if you lose the physical ones, that's okay. Try to keep a track of them. But you're gonna get it on your phone, so you can take things back. Just keep the tags on it. If you saw my last video, the tags are still on the chairs. I'm 99.9% sure I'm gonna keep those chairs. But until the 30-day return policy is up, the tags are on, so that if I want to change my mind, I can. Because home decor can be expensive. I love home decor, I love decorating, but I also have to be realistic with myself about finances. So if there's a chance something's gonna go back, again, just keep the tags on and keep track of that receipt. Tip number 7, okay. You found your inspiration image, you wanna do a little bit of shopping, good. I'm glad you got there. But we gotta make sure we know what our space actually looks like before we go to the store, because I convinced myself that I live in a mansion or a castle somewhere or in New York City. I don't know where I think I live sometimes, but sometimes I just like get things messed up in my head. I walk around everywhere with a tape measure, and literally every time we leave the house, babe and I have to measure whatever space we're dealing with, even though I'm in there every single day doing something, and we have to measure the size of our car to make sure the things that we buy will fit in the car. Because I will not tell you the number of times we buy something that's like final sale, we take it out to the car, we can't get it in, and then we're like, okay. It's not a good time. But it's really important to know the measurements of your space. 1, to know what you should put in it and what's going to fit. But 2, it gives you an idea of how to model your space. I will say not only know the measurements, but model it, whether that be drawing or by using an online software. For example, our house is really narrow. It's a really narrow, open concept. So it's a big rectangle, and that's going to impact how we style the space. If you don't want to draw, I want to put you onto something. So there is a website called homestyler.com, and when I was first trying to get into interior design, it really changed my life. I'm going to be completely honest. There is kind of a learning curve, but not really, and you can draw pretty much any room and put their stock furniture in there. It's not perfect, but you're able to render images and kind of visualize your space before you buy anything, and that for me is incredible, because if I go out and I buy stuff and it doesn't work in my space when I get it home, I get really frustrated with myself, and I think it's fair that you do too, because you have a busy life, you have kids or a job or pets or whatever, and you don't want to, like, you know, spend all of your weekends trying to figure out your home decor. So being able to model it and visualize it is so motivating, so I would encourage you to use it. I will put a link to the website down below. I mean, it's incredible. If you want to pay for more sophisticated software, you definitely can, but I really don't see the need. But again, you can always draw it. Tip number 8 is to think about what you can DIY, what you get from Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, something like that. Okay, so obviously my name is DIY with KB, so I love to DIY. DIYing is a great way to save money. It's a great way to honestly bond with your partner or your kids or your family. And third, it is a great way to get exactly what you want in your home. So I think that's something that a lot of us run into with home decor. We go out to Home Goods and we don't find exactly what we want. So again, like in all the other tips, we just get frustrated and stop. But if you DIY something, it is way easier to be like, okay, I want this, let me figure out how to build it. And so many of you say to me, you don't have DIY in your blood, and honestly, I don't believe you. I think anybody can DIY anything. It just involves a little bit of creativity and research. And again, if you have questions about DIY stuff, ask your friends. So many people are creative. Just put 2 heads together. Along with DIYing, like I said, use Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and thrift stores. Those are the best place to do things, to find things, not do things. It's the best place to find things because you can upcycle them. Or there might be an off chance that you find exactly what you're looking for a really good price. You just need to go looking. You don't always have to get everything from Restoration Hardware. Obviously, I love Restoration Hardware. I have pieces from them in my home, but I took a little bit of time to do some research so I could find things that are a little bit more budget friendly for me. I don't like these shelves one day. Well, I spent $150 on the 2 of them, so I feel a lot better getting rid of them than something that I spent $4,000 on. I feel like you guys probably agree with me on that. Tip 9 is so obvious, but figure out a way to incorporate things that are already in your home. Again, just like things from the thrift store, you can upcycle them. My dining table, for example, my dining table has gone through it. When I wanted it to look more modern, you know what I did? I went on Amazon, I got some contact paper and I put it on. And then when my style changed, I just took it right on off. And I can put a different type of contact paper on. Same thing goes for artwork. If you have artwork in your home that you really liked one day and you don't like it anymore, paint over it. That is a great way to save money. All you have to do then is just pay for some art supplies. You don't have to pay for a new canvas, a new frame, new glass, anything like that. So try to incorporate things that are already in your home. You can make really slight modifications, whether that be with paint or reupholstering or something like that. So tip number 10 for me is the most important tip. So listen to me, put down your drink, focus, What I need you guys to do, if you are doing a home project, is to trust yourself and to go with your gut. So many of you in my client meetings are like, oh, I wanted to do this, but it was wrong. And I want to know who said it was wrong. You know, it's your home and your home should reflect you, because at the end of the day, you are the one who has to come home and live in it. So if there's something that you like to do, let's do it. If there's a piece of furniture that you have always wanted, buy it. If you can't afford it, let's figure out how to DIY it. Get those things that are non-negotiables for you and be okay with having non-negotiables. We all have them. For me, it was this mirror. I literally bothered Babe every single day for about 6 months. I said, can I have this? Can I have this? If I don't buy anything for the next 2 years, can I have this? I'm not kidding. Along with that, I want you to be patient with yourself. Rome was not built in a day. I have been redesigning my living room for the past 2.5 to 3 years, and this week was the first time I was satisfied with it truly. Obviously, I liked it, but it wasn't it. You do not have to have interior designer in your email signature to know how to make your house look beautiful. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that these home decor tips were helpful to you. Most of these tips apply no matter what your style is. I think it's just generic tips that are really going to help you in your home decor journey. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments below, because doing something, chit chat like is kind of new for me because I'm always building something or doing something. But let me know if this was valuable for you. I think I actually want to do one that has to specifically do with a modern home in the future, because that's what I have. And I don't see that many people on YouTube talking about things like that. Again, before you leave today, please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check me out on Instagram at kiva.brett. Until next time, have a wonderful day.